Mm. Come on in, live, live, live. Oh my gosh. Hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who just popped on here? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Drop something in the chat. What the hell? Welcome to the chat. Okay. Uh, top chat. Cancel. Hey, everybody. Come on in, come on in. Hey, everyone. A long day. Excuse how I look. I don't like to do my hair. I like for somebody else to do my hair. Okay, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. AW, thank you. Glad that you can hear. Come on in, come on in. I'm sipping on a glass of wine, eating a salad, and ready to get this case. Is just wow. I can't even believe the government thought that they had a strong case, the federal government, because the way Attorney Jennifer Bonjean is dissecting and breaking it down. When you come on in, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Welcome to the mix. It's your girl. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Excuse how I look, natural look. I'm not the type of person. I'm really low maintenance. I prefer braids, but whatever. So this is just me, unless I'm going out somewhere. But yeah, back to R.Kelly. Thank you. Like. Share this stream too. Share. Like. I'm going over the MANN Act tonight. The first live stream I did on this was I went over the RICO, which that was a mess as well. Attorney Jennifer Bonjean, she's actually dissecting, just breaking down the government's, just to me, blowing it up, blowing it up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, everyone. Like, share. Drop a comment. Drop a comment. Let's just see. I still having technical issues in terms of sharing my screen with a YouTube live stream. So I have my paper printed out, and the next video I'm probably going to do is going to be a pre-recorded one. I'm driving, but I'm listening in the background. Okay, cool. Thank you, Daddy Lolo. All right. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. The MANN Act. Thank you, Blue Hearts. Thank you. The blue is my favorite color. Okay. The MANN Act. This was something just wow. And I didn't realize the actually R. Kelly got charged with convicted with nine counts. And I didn't not understand, but one of the charges was the RICO, and then the other eight was the MANN Act. I'm just like, oh my goodness. And what I'm going to do is go over here to Google, and I like to do this. I'm using my other phone too. What is the MANN Act? Okay. The MANN Act, according to Google, is also known as the White Slave Traffic Act of 1910. It's a federal law that criminalizes the transportation of any woman or girl for the purpose of peace or debauchery or for any other immoral purpose. To me, that is a broad um what law. That is a broad law. It can be interpreted any kind of way. So attorney Jennifer Brongine pointed that out as well in her arguments, her legal arguments. And so when you look at this act, this law, um, who's to determine what's immoral and what's not? It's broad, it's vague, so but let me go ahead and start with page 42. The government's evidence was insufficient to prove defendant guilty of violating the Mann Act as Jane. So defendant was convicted of violating the Mann Act in connection with his contact with Jane during two separate trips to California in 2015, right? So in this superseding indictment, the government charged that the defendant violated Mann Act, and then she cites the statute, when he arranged travel for Jane to California around April, May of 2015, blah, blah, blah. Alternatively, the government charged that the defendant violated the Mann Act pursuant to the statute when he induced Jane to travel to California for the purpose of exposing her to the HP virus. And then she cited the Racketeering Act as well, because they have the racketeering and then they have the Mann Act, and like I said, it's like 8 charges. Like I said, you guys, I didn't follow the cases because I just thought it was a bunch of crap, a bunch of BS. So, so I'm handling on this end the appeal. The government also charged that defendant violated the Mann Act when he enticed the minor to travel to California back in October of 2015. So right now, attorney Jennifer Brongine, on page 43, her legal arguments, she's arguing insufficient evidence of intent. Because why? Because defendant's motivating purpose in arranging travel for Jane to accompany him on tour in California on both occasions had absolutely nothing to do with exposing her to the HP whatever virus. The government failed to prove that. Violations of the Mann Act similarly. Defendant had no intent to induce or coerce Jane to travel to California to expose her. Thus, and then she quotes the racketeering. Okay, I'm gonna skip around too. So let me get to page 44, what stuck out right here. Seemingly in the circuit, like others, to establish intent purposes, the government must prove that a significant or motivating purpose behind a travel was to engage the individual in charge of illegal S activity. And then I'm going to jump down here. Under the significant or motivating purpose standard, the government's evidence of intent was insufficient because the record fails. Keep in mind, the record fails to show that the defendant intended. So we're dealing with intent. The defendant intended to transport Jane to California at any time for the purpose of exposing her to the HP virus. So that attorney Jennifer Brongine is really blowing this up, because based off of my understanding, it looks like the government basically was saying, okay, they're charging him with the Mann Act and this particular count, and basically stating that Mr. Kelly intended on exposing, but they didn't prove that. That's no, that's not. It's like, in my opinion, based off of what I've been reviewing, they used this statute does not coincide or does not match, you know, the narrative that they created in their mind. If you coming in, you guys hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. So under the Mann Act, the government. So attorney Jennifer Brongine further cites that the government and the district court agreed that the purpose of the travel was not to expose Jane to HP, but argued that the motivating purpose in bringing Jane to California was to have S, and that because those S activities could have resulted in the defendant being charged for violating the California Health Code for failing to disclose HP diagnosis, the government's proofs were adequate. However, this logic is gravely flawed as it reads the intent element entirely out of the statute. Violation of the Mann Act punishes travel plus intent to commit a prohibited as activity. In this case, that prohibited S activity is a violation of California health laws. The act is not so broad as to punish travel plus a violation of a state law that results after that fact. Okay, and then I'm going to jump down here. The purpose of the Mann Act was to punish the movement of interstate commerce of women and girls. What I just read at the beginning of this live, the purpose of the Mann Act, punish the movement of the interstate commerce of women and girls with a view to the accomplishment of the unlawful purposes prohibited. The district court is simply wrong when it suggests that to satisfy the intent element, a general intent to engage in legal S that ultimately could be criminally charged for reasons entirely unrelated to the original intent of the travel satisfies. So I was having a conversation with someone and we basically was stating, we was kind of going over this or whatever. So we both kind of like agreed that it seems like the government is like Mr. Kelly, okay, he's single, he's a celebrity, he's a rock star, all of this and that. So just take your everyday regular person. It seemed like your everyday regular person, if they fly somebody out, say, hey, come to Chicago or wherever, and then that can possibly turn into the Mann Act, especially if there's some type of transaction in play, especially if that is the case. So we're like, that's not right. That's not how the law should be. That's not what this law was intended, to do in terms of when it comes to consensual S. Or if and the person I was speaking to basically was saying like if a person changed their mind, then that's when something I guess illegal if they go to the law and say, hey, I traveled here across state lines. When I got there, I started having reservations, or you know what I'm saying. So, I, again, as what Attorney Jennifer Bonjean, what she's citing and what she's stating in these legal arguments is basically, basically, stating, in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, and I am not an attorney, and I am not a judge, and I do not practice law, so I just got to get that out there. So this is just my opinion of the entire situation, or the entire case, which again, like I stated, is just a bunch of BS. But yeah, as she stated, that the law wasn't intended for this. So the government basically using this law when it doesn't even fit their narrative. It make it make sense. Okay. The Mann Act was never intended to be a tool. Oh, okay, this is here. Okay, so I did read over this. The Mann Act was never intended to be a tool to punish violations of state law, particularly violations of public health laws. The United States Supreme Court was warned courts to refrain from attributing to Congress and exercise of power to displace states in their traditional role of enforcing state criminal laws. And then she cites cases. With that established, the government simply did not prove that when defendant arranged for Jane to travel to California back in 2015, he did so with the motivating purposes to expose the young lady to, the virus. Um, where if he induced travel to excuse me, where he if he induced Jane to travel to California in April 2015, it was not with the intent or purpose to expose her to the HP, virus. So yeah, this Mann Act conviction is a mess. I don't understand how they connect connected the Mann Act with, seems to me, just the personal S relationship. I just don't understand that. Okay. And the man and also the appeals brief further cites that defendant's motivating purpose in bringing Jane to California on was on tour. but not to violate the California Penal Code prohibiting S activity with individuals under the age of 18. So this Jane for the New York case was under 18, under the age of 18. Defendant's purposes in traveling to California was to perform, and he arranged for his girlfriend to go with him. Jane herself admitted that the reason for their travel was for him to perform at his shows. So if Jane admitted that, how is make this make sense? Jennifer Bonjean is blowing up this entire case. I can't even begin to understand how the federal government thought that they had a strong case with this because this appeals brief is dissecting everything and countering every argument. She's countering that with reasonable statutes, reasonable information, reasonable case citations, all of that. It's just it seems like it's common sense. It really is. What else stuck out to me on page 47 it states of consideration if defendant had not brought Jane with him, he likely and perhaps did bring one of his other live-in girlfriends on the trip as his companion. So this goes back to what I was saying. Rock star lifestyle. You know, you're a celebrity, you're an entertainer, you fly girls in, you fly girls out. And again, I'm not condoning anything against anyone viciously or nothing like that. But in a lot of instances, come on, some females they know what it is, and I'm talking about from a legal age perspective. Let's just be honest. The brief further cites that Jane and the alleged further cites that at bottom no exists between the transportation of Jane and the alleged illegal S activity charged as to any of the MANN charge act violations. So again, that goes back to stating the MANN law violations does not fit the narrative that they put, the story they put together, alleging that Mr. Kelly did A, B, C, D. This is not the case. That the actual act, the violation of the act, does not coincide with their narrative. It doesn't. Okay. Okay. Insufficient evidence of coercion or enticement. Separately, the government failed to prove a Mann Act violation pursuant to, and it cites the statute, where insufficient evidence exists to show that defendant knowingly persuaded, induced, enticed, or coerced Jane to travel to California in April of 2015. So there's no evidence of that. Again, attorney Jennifer Bonjean is just dissecting this. It's my opinion. She's dissecting this. She's ripping it up. She's ripping the conviction up via paper, via her legal arguments. Okay, so where is the evidence? So you have this um charge, but your story and the evidence don't match. Don't match. Okay. The Mann Act. And this is, oh my goodness, eight Mann Acts. Oh my gosh. Okay. The government's evidence showed that defendant invited Jane to come see him perform in California after they commenced an intimate relationship in Florida. There was no enticement on the part of the defendant. Indeed, Jane's testimony, text messages between Jane and her mother reflect that and her mother, wow. Oh, what a tangle web we what's her mother? I Jane deceived defendant about her age and carry out a plan. Right. Trust and believe. And carry out a plan to meet him and engage him in a relationship, not the other way around. Woo! 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 This is my first time reading this part. She lied about her. Yeah, okay. This needs to be overturned immediately. This Here we go. Oh my goodness. I'm about to read this again. Indeed, Jane's testimony, text messages between Jane and her mother reflect that at the direction of her mother, Jane deceived defendant about her age and carried out a plan to meet him and engage him in a relationship, not the other way around. Free Mr. R. Kelly. Free Robert Kelly. Wow. To be clear, defendant states that neither Jane nor her mother's conduct, no matter how troubling, would be a defense to his charge if defendant did in fact induce or entice Jane to travel to California for illegal S activity. But the evidence shows only that defendant invited Jane to travel to California to attend a concert, reasonably believing her to be 18 years of age, and she accepted. Woo! Are you all thoughts right now? This is the Man Act. What are your thoughts right now? So these parents, wow. I just the Court of Appeals in New York has to get this right in the interest of justice. They have to. They have to. And I also was reading that the Man Act, I think someone else was Chuck Berry was convicted of the Man Act, but it wasn't anything based off of my understanding, it wasn't anything remotely close to what the picture the federal government is painting against Mr. Kelly. So it's just confusing. I think they said only two or three people have been convicted of the Man Act, according to Google. I have to dive deeper into that. Um, you just can't tell me the federal government thought that this was a strong case. You just can't tell me with them being legal professionals that they thought that this was really super strong from a federal level. No. No, I don't. I have to respectfully disagree. Oh my goodness. Okay. Further, we're going to continue with the Mann Act. On April 20th, 2015, Jane's mother, still pretending to be Jane. Oh, wow, good, because I'm skipping around. So the mother was pretending to be Jane, arranged for Jane to meet. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is some bull. Jane to meet defendant to audition for the defendant. However, Jane and her mother were aware that that defendant, believing Jane to be 18, was also interested in Jane's s. I've got to be careful with my words. Sexually. This needs to be a movie. Somebody said that. Somebody said that in my comment section. This could be a movie. This whole brief could be a movie. Oh my gosh. In one text, Jane's mother texts her daughter stating, "This man trying to S, but I'm trying to make it business. He knows you're a singer, but he ain't playing. He wants to F tonight." Despite that Jane and her mother were on notice that the defendant was interested in Jane sexually, Jane's mother encouraged Jane to entice the defendant. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. I is Riddle me this. Is Jane the Clary female? Is this the Jane they talking about? The Clary? Put a thumbs up or something or hearts. I don't care. In the chat. This is wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. So Jane and her wow. somebody in my on one of my I think posts was talking about like these the mothers. Wow. I can't wow. I'm really taken aback because the reason why I'm taken aback is because this is actually my first time reading this part of it because it's really long. This is like a lot to unpack and process, but my first time reading this part of this brief. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm just like disgusted by this. Literally, literally, I am very much so. This has to be the conviction has to get overturned. I see no other way, just based. Oh my goodness, this was a sloppy. Excuse my French. This was a sloppy ass um case on the government's part, on the federal government part. It's sloppy, sloppy. The government did a sloppy. Like I stated, they can't. You can't tell me that they thought that this was a strong case. But Attorney Jennifer Bajin is dissecting it. Ugh, get this out of here. What? Why the mothers? Why the parents not brought up on charges? I don't get it. Because if you citing a RICO, not because they aided and abetted or whatever, or whatever. Understanding this. I'm not saying that I don't understand it, but I'm just like taken aback. Literally, this is wow. Okay, trip to California. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna go head on over to page 54. The government's evidence was insufficient to prove defendant guilty of violating the Mann Act as to faith. The government's Mann Act theories related to faith are equally, if not more, defective. Where Faith was an adult woman who's, oh my gosh, this I think I remember this. This I read some stuff about her. The adult woman who expressly testified that she made her own choices and was not a victim of the defendant, even if she believed he was wrong in how he treated her. Oh my goodness. I think I said this in my last video. And this it speaks to this woman, the adult woman, how females, and I'm a woman of a different age, no, but how females accountability when a guy does us wrong, when uh or you're rejected, or you're not treated fairly, you feel, and then you get angry and bitter, and that angry and that bitterness, it transform into something else. It could be something really what's the word I'm looking for, not bitter, but something really vile, I guess, towards your partner or ex-partner, um because you're in your feelings, you're in your emotions, you are. And I'm a female. I can admit that. I've been in my feelings and emotions many, many moons ago. Many, many moons ago, and wasn't nothing like this. But you as they say, what they say nowadays, I get my lick back or something like that. I want to get my lick back. So I want to see everything burn. Like waiting to exhale. I want to see, I mean, we just keep it real. I'm keeping it real. I was in that space at one point where I wanted to see everything burn because you did this to me. You cheated on me. You treated me unfairly. So, but in this instance with Mr. Kelly and this Faith, she basically stated that she wasn't a victim, although he treated her wrong. Like he played her, basically. But I'm glad she was honest. But how did the government even use her? I'm confused, y'all. Could y'all get me? Like, how was this even? Hey, basically, the government's Mann Act theories related to faith are equally, if not more, defective, where Faith was an adult woman who expressly testified that she made her own choices and was not a victim of the defendant, even if if she believed he was wrong in how he treated her. How is this? I didn't. This is my first time reading this part too. Now I started off a few pages with the Mann Act. I'm being honest. I'm being transparent right here, but wow. And this is on page. This is some bullshit. Oh my goodness. Hey T Jones. Thank you. Hey T Jones. Thank you for supporting. Thank you everyone for tuning into my live. How was this used? Somebody tell me how. This was a full she basically said like I don't get it. Okay, let me go down to paragraph A on page 54. Insufficient evidence of intent. Attorney Jennifer Bonjean looks like she's going back to like the Racketeering Act. So all of that kind of connects the Mann Act and the racketeering because yeah. Oh my, this is a lot. Racketeering Act 12A and 14A charge that defendant violated, and it goes into the statute, when he transported Faith to New York on two separate occasions with the intent to engage her in S activity that would expose her to HP in violation of New York health laws, reckless endangerment, and public law exposure of infectious boom. Because there is no link connecting defendant's transportation of Faith with an intent to expose her to the HP. Defendant cannot, as a matter of law, be guilty of that charge or violations. As discussed at length, the government must prove that the charge illegal as activity is a significant or motivating purpose behind the transportation. So they basically saying he flying women out. You mean to tell me they basically saying he flying women out to just expose them to he flying them here and there. Somebody mentioned in my last live, who said that? Was that you, T Jones, that said kangaroo court or something like that? Kangaroo? This is some bull. What? Oh my goodness. And then as women, when we're engaging in S activity, we have to take accountability ourselves with our partners, or whoever we're with, or it may not be your partner, it may just be somebody you randomly with or whatever. That's your responsibility to ask the questions, strap up. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a billionaire. What? Ask the questions. Wear protection. Like, come on now. Strap up. What? These are full grown. Like, whoo, ooh, y'all. Oh, I don't know. I gotta probably put on a hat. Getting a little hot up in here. Mm. Oh my goodness. So they basically saying Mr. Kelly was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna expose everybody. Oh, you fly here, you fly there." Well, damn. Make it make sense. So the government, this was a poor case, and it needs to be overturned. Just off the simple fact that they wasted taxpayers' money on this bull crap. They did. Okay. And then attorney Jennifer Bonjean further cites why is R. Kelly locked up and Trump is not. Lawrence. They working on Trump. Yes, T. Jones, the lies. Look like Lawrence, look like they working on Trump. So he might be, I don't know. Although, in my opinion, when it comes to what they're getting Trump on in terms of I ain't talking about the Capitol because they seem like they can't get him on that. But I'm talking about the the Stormy Daniels thing. That's a bunch of crap, in my opinion. So I don't know how you feel about that, but that's a bunch of crap. How they trying to get him, and I'm speaking from a legal perspective. Whether you like someone or not, whether you agree with someone or not, whether you believe someone is like racist or not, to me, I'm just going based off of the information, the law in itself. So, but it looks like they trying to work on Trump. I don't know, but from the Capitol thing, actually, they wrong for what they charging him for with though. Yes, I agree. That's why I'm saying I agree. That's why I said T. Jones. I agree. They wrong for what they charging them for. I agree. That Stormy Daniels, and you all know who's connected to all of that. That Avenatti guy who went after our guy R.Kelly, who's locked up. My the attorney, I call him ambulance chaser attorney, Michael Avenatti. That's who is connected to that Stormy Daniels situation with Trump. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I agree, T. Jones. I definitely agree. Like I said, I ain't talking about the Capitol situation. I'm talking about the situation with this bribery, alleged bribery they trying to get Trump on because apparently they can't get him on a Capitol thing. So they focused on the bribery or taxes and all of that. That's just like they pull it. They pull it. And to me, again, that's a witch hunt. There are so many other charges to charge with, but not. Thank exactly, 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 exactly. So I that don't make sense, but that particular those charges I don't agree with, and I never voted for Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I call a spade a spade. What it is, what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I view it. And you're absolutely right. There's so many other things like the Stormy Daniels. Like what? It's just that make it make sense. Okay, so this man, you guys, I got my ink. I restocked on my ink, my paper. I got a lot of paper now. So the government misled the jury concerning the law, which would explain why the jury returned guilty verdicts on these counts. Kind of remind me either. Right. This kind of remind me of Tory Lanez too, when Attorney Jennifer Bongine is basically stating here that the government misled the jury concerning the law, and that's what happened in Tory Lane's case with the DNA, the gun type of thing with the inconclusive thing. And he's citing too that they misled the prosecutors misled the jury. So, and he's fighting in this post trial motion. Hopefully, that Judge David, grants him a new trial because I think that's a bunch of BS too. When I'm speaking from I'm not speaking from emotions in terms of and yeah, I like Tory Lanez, and I don't even care for Trump. Free Tory, exactly, free Tory. I don't even care for Trump. I don't care for Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter, but what they charge him was is not right. It's wrong. So hey, I'm calling a spade a spade. But yes, free Tory. So but right here, the government misled the jury concerning the law when it argued that the defendant transported Faith to New York for the purpose of S. The only remaining issue is whether the S activity that he brought her here for was illegal, and it was. What? This argument erroneously suggested that the government only needed to show a general intent to transport Faith to New York. This is some bull. Faith to New York for S, irrespective of whether he possessed an intent to engage in illegal S activity. As addressed, the government proves a section of and a site by showing transportation plus intent to commit unlawful S activity, not intent to commit lawful S behavior that may result in illegal conduct. Thus, the government was required to show but Faith is an adult, so they misled. The government was required to show that the motivating purpose behind defendant's transportation of Faith was to expose her to the VD to the what they misled the jury like that. That's my I'm sorry you guys, but this is my me reading this on live. It's like wait a minute, it's clicking, it's registering, So they basically made it seem like she was underage, if I'm reading this correctly, when that wasn't even the the purpose of inserting her in this case. It was for actually the exposure of the virus or whatever. But the way they framed it to the jury, they made it seem like as she was underage or underage, which in result is illegal if she's underage. But that's not. Oh my gosh, this is some bull. Who told me to go over the Mann Act? Y'all was Whoever told me to go, I think it was either T. Jones or Daddy Lolo. One, yo, oh my God, I see why you say go over the man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. The same is true in connection with offense, where even if the government showed that the defendant persuaded, induced, enticed, or coerced Faith to travel to New York, his motivating purpose in doing so was not an intent to expose her to the HP virus. I'm just, wow. This is some bull. This is some bull, you guys. Like, really, it is. Oh my goodness. The government's led the jury concerning the law. When it argued the defendant transported Faith to New York for the purpose of S, the only remaining issue is whether the S activity that he brought her here for was illegal, and it was. This argument erroneously suggested that the government only needed to show a general intent to transport Faith to New York. What was? Maybe I gotta go over that again. Okay, insufficient evidence of coercion or enticement, racketeering. Government failed to prove that defendant took any action to induce, persuade, entice Faith into traveling to New York. And again on February 2nd, 2018, defendant's mere status as a famous recording artist cannot satisfy the government's burden to prove enticement or coercion. Rather, the undisputed evidence shows only that defendant invited an adult woman to meet him in New York, and she accepted. Yeah, who not what they call it, flying out? You gonna fly me out or something? I don't know how the young people say. I'm a woman of a different age, so I'm a auntie. So however they say you gonna fly me out, I mean that's what they do. That's what they do. I mean women who get flued out, as they say, flued out. I guess I would think they know what time it is. I would think they know what time it is, right? The ones that get flued out. I mean, we are adults here. This is an adult show. We are adults. This is an adult show. Flued out, right? Flued out. That's what they say. Flued out. That's what the youngest say. I mean, T. Jones, right? I mean, I would think we adults when you get flued out, you know what time it is. You ain't there to just eat dinner. Like, let's keep it real. Hi, Monet. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I mean, as women, we know. Even as men, like, I don't know, like, girl, oh my goodness, I'm not trying to be that type. I'm not trying to be that type of person. But and I'm not against women. I love everybody, women, men, whatever. But let's be held accountable. Let's keep it real. Let's be transparent. Texting me. I'm on live now. He know. Oh my gosh, he telling me something else. My son, Daddy Lola, you're awesome. Thanks for digging deep into this. Oh, thank you, guys. Sorry about that. My son texting me. He think he my manager or something. Trying to tell me what to do. I'm like, wait a minute, son. You ain't trying to pimp your mama now. But yeah. But yeah. So, but just being so they. Why is she even in here? Why? Was this the lady that's in her 30s or 40s? Is this the one? I'm just confused. A full, like, grown woman. I'm just confused. And I say that facetiously. Daddy Lola comment about New York. T. Jones. I, what is this comment about New York? I didn't see that. I'm sorry, T. Jones. I didn't see that. But yeah. Faith is 27. Okay, 27. Thank you, Daddy Lola. Full grown, 27. Old enough to know better. Like, you 27 getting flued out. Shit. Oh my goodness. Come on there. We know what time it is. My goodness. I've been invited on trips and things of that nature, and I'm like, I'm going to decline, because I know what time it is. I know, like I ain't gonna even play these games. We grown, ain't gonna play these games. But if I accept, then I know what time it is. So hey, we adults. We are adults. My goodness, like, come on now. As women, as mature people, we should be all be accountable. Just be accountable for your actions. Like, come on now. Faith is 27. She's 27 years old, and girl, you knew what? Shut up before I don't want to get food. Man, you know what time it is. The crazy thing about it is faith is the reason why New York got jurisdiction and misdemeanor being charged as a federal. What? Oh my gosh! Let me write that down. I'm gonna have to look more into this too. Because I didn't follow it. I think I told you guys I didn't. I was just so disgusted that he even got charged in you. I didn't even understand how the hell New York came about. Like, what? Like, I like from a federal level, I was just like taken aback, and I'm just like, you know what? He's gonna win. This is some BS, and it just seemed really, really promising at one point. If I was single and someone be out, I'm ready to give it. Right? Hey, 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 that's the youngest, right? Right, right. You already know what time it is. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Let's be honest. This is an adult show, so let's be honest and be real, everybody. Let's be honest and be real. Yeah, we know what the fluid out means, especially from Mr. R.Kelly. Man, please. Oh, back in my younger days, younger days. Back in my younger days, I remember I went to an R. Kelly concert. I was like, pick me, pick me. I ain't gonna lie. My girlfriend was looking at me like, I ain't know, because they say I'm like really reserved and this and that. But, when I'm out and having a good time, I'm out and having a good time. It's a time and place for everything. She looked over at me like, I'm like, pick me, R. Kelly, pick me. I was an adult though. I was a young adult. I was an adult. I was like, pick me. Man, that was the best concert I ever went to. I said, what? Like, pick me, Kim, pick me. The thing is, too, with that concert, we had horrible seats. I looked at her, I was so mad because you know how you give people your money and they like, oh, we gonna get tickets. I'm like, okay, cool. We get there, I'm like, we all the way up in the balcony. Man, we snuck down to the main floor. It was on and pop. I'm like, yeah, T. Jones. Yeah, we had a good time though. That was really fun. But I was like, pick me. I want to go on stage. Pick me, Kay. Pick me. I was 20. I ain't gonna lie, I was married though. When he performs overseas, he says, do you passport? Did you get right? I saw that once. Shoes. Pick me. I got a passport. Because I do got a passport though. But yeah, pick me. Nah. But yeah, that was like when I was in my 20s, early 20s. Yeah, but that was a good concert. Yeah, and I was married at the time, but that was something else. I went ahead and went on out and had a good time. And my friend couldn't believe that I was turned up like that. She looked at me like, I thought you go to church. I thought you, I'm like, I do. You can still have a good time in church and then a concert on Saturday in church on Sunday. But hey, God loves everybody. But yeah, this racketeer act. So let me finish with the Faith. In March of 2017, Faith attended one of the defendant's concerts. Oh, speaking of concerts, Faith going to a concert. Me. I can't learn. No. Faith attended one of the defendant's concerts in San Antonio, Texas, with her sister. Whoa, okay. Faith had an opportunity to meet defendant at an after party backstage along with other individuals. Defendant and Faith had a conversation during the after party, and defendant provided her with his phone number. See, let me be clear. Y'all gonna get, a little bit realness from me. I keep it real. I ain't whatever. I'm a woman of different age at this point. Whatever. It's whatever. So But yeah, so Faith went to a concert in Texas. So Faith just is flying around. Faith, the defendant, kept in touch via text and FaceTime. The conversations were normal, appropriate, and pleasant. Defendant complimented her appearance. Faith testified that defendant referred to him. Faith testified that defendant referred to himself as daddy during those conversations. According to Faith, defendant asked to be called by daddy, and she agreed. Faith did not. Man, she agreed to call him daddy. That gotta be a movie. Oh my gosh. Respect, because I do want Kels out. Seriously. On serious note, yeah, that. But this has to be a movie. Oh my goodness. Yeah, daddy. Call me daddy. Okay. Okay. So she agreed to call him daddy. Faith did not testify that defendant forced her to call him daddy. Indeed, defendant and Faith had met exactly one time when Faith began calling him daddy. So she agreed. She agreed to call him daddy. Daddy, Big Papa, whatever. She agreed. Oh my gosh. So I don't see nothing wrong with that. To people call they partners, whatever, whoever they want to call, whatever you choose to call them by. So hey, I see nothing wrong. I see nothing wrong. But oh wow, okay. So it goes into a lot of exchange between Mr. Kelly and Faith. Woo, this is some juicy stuff. Oh my God. This is like a movie. I ain't read this far, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm having a cocktail too, a glass of wine reading this. This is really good stuff. But it's sad that your business gotta be out here for the public to read, especially in a court of law. This is crazy. But yeah, oh my goodness, this. Ooh, Jennifer Margine, Attorney Jennifer Margine, she undid it with this. Ooh, I like this. Okay, so it goes into defendant told Faith that if she wanted to come to his shows, she could contact his assistant and he would arrange it for her. Faith then contacted see females. Well, I'm a female too, but hey, I'm a female too, but hey. And I'm not trying to go in on us, but we gotta keep it real. Come on now. Keep it real. It's just transparency. Like, be you. Don't, hey. According to Faith, defendant informed her that he was having a show in New York and that he would like for her to come hang out. It was going to be fun, so I said yes. I don't even understand why Faith is in here because she's 27. She said she wasn't I guess forced or whatever. Like, why is she even part of the evidence? Oh gosh, this is a lot, you guys. Okay. Whew. It's a lot to process, meaning that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot to process and free R. Kelly, free Mr. Robert Kelly. Free him. Free him. Yes, I'm saying it. Yeah, girl, saying it. Free Mr. Robert Kelly. Oh, thank you, Journey. Girl, oh my goodness. Oh gosh. Oh goodness. Thank you, but it's a lot. I want my braids back. I'm gonna get my braids real quick. More. They even said she understand that she's not. Yes, and that's what they said in here, Daddy Lolo. Yes, that's what I read that. I'm like, what the heck? How tall I am? About 5. I think 4, 5, 5. I think that's what it is. When they weighed me, when I went to not weigh, but when I went to the doctor, I think it was like 5'5". Thank you for complimenting me on my hair, but this was a struggle. I don't like doing my hair. I've never liked doing my hair. I've never liked getting my hair done as a little girl. I've always been tender headed, and I just got my ends and stuff clipped and a lot of dead hair, and I'm not as nurturing to my hair. Stand up, stand up. Stand up. I went to Kale's concert and his singing Monday. I, man, R. Kelly live performance. Woo! He is the GOAT for real. But look how tall I am. I'm just this is my office, y'all. Well, part of my office. I got another office too. My place look like an office for real, for real. From printers, scanners to everything. Because I have a regular 9 to 5. So, but nevertheless, yeah, I can't give you a full. I'm on my phone. So sorry. One day I'll give you guys a full. Well, go to my sections, my video section and my shorts. You'll see some pictures or whatever, and videos with me or whatever. You'll get an idea how tall and stuff I am. But yeah. So yeah, Daddy Lolo, it's in this brief that Faith says she's not a victim and all of that. Like, why was she? This is if they don't overturn this, this is that's that's going to be unsettling for me. If the Supreme, not Supreme, United States Supreme Court, if the appeals court do not overturn it, it's going to be very unsettling for me. But yeah, thank you guys for the compliment on my hair. It's just this is a struggle. I was gonna throw on a hat. This is a struggle. Oh my god, and it's like it's my natural hair. You know what? Well, about the government, let me stop before they audit my ass. Office. I mean, I heard. Yeah, I heard you did. I man, I do me. Let me stop before they audit me, government, because they be on your girl now. I got an office here, there, everywhere in this apartment, in this condo, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, my after divorce place. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So yeah. So this is my setup for now. But yeah, Faith. I just how did they? How did this even? This is weird. This is horrible. This is awful. This was a kangaroo case. Who said that it was a kangaroo case? Defendants demand at convictions rest on violations of the government failed to sustain its verdict because there was no evidence presented at trial demonstrating that defendant was infected with a VD during his S interactions. That's what I wanted to know. Was this proven? Proven at like what? Wow. I just was this like medically somebody to say that hey I don't wow because you have to really prove stuff like this to the extent the defendant's man act convictions rest on violations of the government failed to sustain its burden because there was no evidence presented at trial demonstrating that defendant was infected with a VD during his S interactions with Faith, which explains why she never contracted the HP from the defendant. Oh my gosh, this is oh wow. Oh my goodness. Wow, wow, wow. If you're coming in, hit that hit the like for your girl, hit the like. This is a what? Who? Somebody called this like a kangaroo case in my last, I think live. I always want to know, like, how did they really prove? Like I said, I didn't follow the neither trial, the federal one in Chicago, the federal one in New York, bits and pieces here and there. I read, because I just thought it was a bunch of BS. It had no standing. And as attorney Greenberg said, uninformed public, the uninformed public, they wouldn't even begin to really understand how the law should work in whatever situation. And yeah, wow. This man act was oh gosh. And they going over this man's S history. It just okay. This was another one, page 63. Because New York public health law unconstitutionally is vague, defendants' Mann Act convictions on that law must be vacated. The government's Mann Act convictions as to fate are in part of his alleged violation discussed above. Prior to his trial, defendant unsuccessfully challenged the constitutionality of the law on due process grounds, as he should challenge it. The Fifth Amendment proves that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. And she further cites more case law. Uh, the prohibition of vagueness in criminal statute is a well organized, recognized requirement, alike with ordinary notions of fair play and the settled rules of law. And a statute that flouts it violates the first essential of due process. The Fifth Amendment principles apply to state laws through the 14th Amendment. The due process clause of the 14th Amendment requires that every criminal statute, number one, give the person of ordinary intelligence and reasonable opportunity to know what is prohibited, and number two, to provide explicit standards for those who apply the statute. And then she further cites another case law. A plaintiff making an as applied challenge must show that the statute in question provided insufficient notice that his or her behavior at issues was prohibited. Oh my goodness. Woo! Oh my goodness, you guys. This is a lot to process, unpack, and it's not fair. Just gonna say it's not fair. This is not fair. I feel so bad for not just Mr. Kelly, but there's a lot of people who are incarcerated unjustly. You know, it's very unfair, and they don't have the means or the resources to really fight their cases on appeal. Or they may have just said forget it and cop the plea. I am so happy, and I said this before, that Mr. Kelly did not cop a plea, that Bill Cosby did not cop a plea, that Tory Lanez did not cop a plea. And because don't get it twisted. People say, "Oh, the feds, oh, they have a high conviction rate because people cop pleas. They not going to court winning these cases. Most of their cases is because of plea deals. Of course, their percentage is going to be high. Most of their cases they win the federal government on a federal level is because of plea deals. It's not because every case is going to trial. So the conviction rate is high because of the plea deals. That's it. So I don't get that notion that's put out there in the media and this and that. Oh, the feds have a high conviction rate. Yeah, because when you plead guilty, that's a conviction. So of course that's going to be added to that. So yeah, but yeah, this is wow. I didn't really eat today, y'all. Excuse me. So I was chopping on a salad before I started this live. But this man act is wow. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and do another. I'm not going to do a live. I'm going to do a pre-recorded video so I can share my screen more. What's your Twitter? Ah, one moment. That's crazy. I don't know about heart. I don't be on Twitter like that. I just post stuff. Yeah, I don't really be on Twitter like that, but I just like repost stuff. Uh, I think it's oh my goodness. Okay, my it's at TTYDA20. I'll go ahead and drop it in my description section too. My Twitter on my page and all of that on my YouTube. It's at TTDA20. Yeah, I think that's what it is called. I don't be on Twitter like that, so I just be posting stuff. I don't, and I might comment here and there, but Yeah, it's at, I guess that's it, TTYDA20. That's my Twitter. And I'm gonna put it in the information in my description or whatever. I'm on Facebook too, but I forgot what my I think it's T legal something. I'll put that in my thing too. I'm on Facebook, but I don't be on Facebook like that. So yeah, I'm more so on YouTube now. Facebook, I just repost stuff or whatever. But my Facebook is private, so I don't have it like open to the public. But yeah. Um but I'm going to do another pre-recorded video. Well, I'm not gonna do a live on this, but a pre-recorded video so I can share my screen. I rather share my screen, and I know how to do it with through Zoom. So and that way I'll be able to go through more of a breakdown of the rest of the Mann Act because I went through, I think, what number two, yeah, Jane, and number two, number three, and number four. So I'm gonna do, I think, five through the rest through 10 because this is ridiculous. Free Robert Kelly. Oh my goodness, this is like fucking ridiculous. Excuse my French, but I just still can't believe it got to this point. I never in a million years would have thought that it would have gotten to this point. Like, come on. No, absolutely not. So yeah, I hope I'm going to post my daddy law. Hope you got my information, my Twitter. But I'm going to go ahead and post it in my description section in the about section of my channel. So I can be, yeah, you'll see that information. I think that's what it's called. No one ever asked me for my Twitter. That's great job. We enjoy your spirit. Oh, thank you, T. Jones. Thank you. My apologies. Sometimes I be a little bit all over the place, but look, my son is in soccer. I be all over the place. I have a regular 9 to 5, and I have things I have to do, and I be trying to like balance this too. So thank you. I appreciate the encouragement, the encouraging words. So thank you, T. Jones. Thank you for the blue heart as well. Blue is my favorite color. It definitely is. Yeah. So, but I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I'm going to do another, the final one, and I'm going to share my screen, but it's going to be a pre-recorded video, and it's going to be the remainder of the Mann Act. I went over like I think two through three or four of the Mann Acts, and it's over an hour long. I've been on here for over an hour. And I have to get myself ready for the evening, meaning going to bed. Because I was up early, soccer game. My son had an early soccer game, had to be there at 7:30 in the morning. So I'm kind of like tired and, you know, all of that stuff. So, but yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Drop a comment once this post, and those who weren't able to tune in, that's okay. It's fine. Hit it on the playback or whatever you want to call it. And thank you guys for supporting my channel. I really, really appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe to the mix. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you all soon, and be on the lookout for the final video for the Mann Act of Mr. R. Kelly's appeal brief too. So talk to you guys soon. Bye. Like, share, subscribe. Bye. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.